You're listening to the Can't Sit Still podcast, where today's news stories are made as funny and informative as possible. Now here's your host, JJ.
No, you can't see it.
Can't?
No.
No?
No.
Well, then I just ruined
Do you just want
your...
to restart right now?
Let's do it.
Oh, okay.
Look, Alex.
Dude, it's almost bedtime.
Come the
You
fuck
gotta
on.
fix that
Come.
shit.
Yeah,
No.
you do need to fix
I
that.
need
That's
my sleep.
ridiculous.
Get a hold of it, all right? You gotta get a hold of yourself. Come
I
on.
did that to Rachel earlier. It was great.
Barked at her.
Yeah. I was like, get out of my house. Get out of my house.
I charged
Yeah.
at Ariana earlier. She
I
was
love
standing by
my
the bed and she
fiancé.
pissed me off, and I just was like, here it comes.
I didn't say that.
What'd you say?
I said I love my fiance. I was mimicking him. It's like I love my fiance.
Hey, thanks,
Oh, God damn it.
thanks in disembodied voice for that intro. This is our second take. How far in did that? Okay. That's
We're
fine.
not. This isn't the worst we've
Some
done.
of it might be usable. We'll see what happens.
We've done better, but we've also done worse.
Toss it at the end. This is a podcast where we talk about news and stuff that's off-topic news, not normal news. I'm your host, JJ. Joining me today, as always, is my co-host, Deivan.
Hey. Hi.
And back from the dead, Alex.
How's it going?
He'll be gone next week. Don't worry, he won't last.
No.
We'll
It's
see.
actually warmer in here now. So because it's warmer in here, he might actually stay around. I genuinely
It's
believe the only
still not
reason he
that
wants to
warm.
be gone is because of the fact that it's so cold out there.
No, because he did that in the summer, too.
I'm choosing to believe that he wants to be gone because of the temperature.
Very true.
In the summer, he wanted to be gone because he didn't have any responsibilities and he wanted to play video games.
Also very true.
And now I bet
Is this
that
the
you
roast
have
of
a
Alex
job.
Bell? Is this the
No,
roast of Alex Bell? Is this the podcast?
Thank you. I got you brothers to come here. All right, guys, come on out.
No, I bet now that you have a job, you would have wished that you clinged on to that a little bit harder than you did.
Nah.
No, he plays
No?
it at work. He downloaded it at work.
Yeah.
You know what? I would too. Yeah, you're right.
It'd be
We
like
have
that.
a change of scenery because it's 4 degrees outside, and Alex can't do that. So, because we record in a garage, I think we've mentioned it every episode.
Yep.
And so we're in Delvin's kitchen.
Hey, moving up.
It's a balmy 65 degrees in here, so still not
Question
really
mark?
warm.
Hey, the heater in my house broke.
How
Warmer than
58.
that.
What do you think the temperature in here is?
65.
Did you go and check my? Because that's it.
No, I just.
I
took a
think
guess.
I think he has a superpower now because of the cancer.
I'm cold-blooded.
It's his nose.
Oh.
It's like
Yeah.
a sensor on a plane. It
Yeah.
just sticks out.
Could you imagine?
Am I
though?
Pinocchio now too?
I don't know. Tell a lie.
No. Yeah, tell a lie.
I love this podcast.
Oh no! See, it didn't grow. It didn't grow because
I
that was the truth.
lying.
Thank God.
I said a lie.
All right. Let's do news. Dick of the week. Suggestion from Alex. You suggested the segment.
Mhm.
Yes. Quite.
Beverly Hill Cop starts playing copyrighted music so that the video of him can't go viral. It'll get taken down due to copyright strikes. This is worded very poorly. Whoever wrote this is an idiot.
Yeah.
Whoever.
Okay. I don't want to talk about it for too long just because I feel like I'm going to go on a rant, which I typed a paragraph-long rant about how this guy's a piece of shit. Let's see. Some keywords I have are abusive power, tantrum, police acting like children, and pissy little fuck. Those are what would be highlighted. He was playing Sublime's Santeria song he chose.
you play like a 30-second sound clip here for the people watching. No.
That's the point.
Oh yeah.
Please don't.
Go on Spotify and look it up. I'm just smelling whiskey. That's all I'm getting.
I'm thinking you're smelling like dryer.
Well,
That's
here's
all
the
I'm
thing.
smelling.
I got to thinking about it, like as you were talking about it. I was like, do you think people are going to see this and go, "Man, he has a problem," or do you think he's
Half of that is sweetener.
Leave
you
it-
guys see, that's not 4 fingers of fucking whiskey. That's just half. He has
somebody's
a
in for a
diabetic.
good night?
No, he's not an alcoholic. He's a diabetic. That's his problem.
Leave a comment below. Does Delvin have a fucking drinking problem? Yes. Hell yes. Oh my God, yes. Or he's all right.
Okay, I got it.
Hey, you got it.
I've dropped my fidget toy, which is again the ball and the sack thing. Ooh, I don't like how I worded that.
Nope.
Continuing on. That's the dick of the week. Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
I'll start a new segment. JJ's pick of the week.
Oh,
This is my favorite.
you got the
news
dick of the week
story.
and the pick of the week.
Rhyming.
Nice.
I didn't do that.
Someone give him a raise.
Don't.
Okay.
It'll go to his head.
This was just my favorite news headline. Everything I read. Nearly 200 pounds of contraband was seized at the New Mexico border. Feds say. What was the contraband?
Aloe vera.
Aloe vera. Okay. It was going into. Oh no. No, it was going out of Mexico. Sorry, I had it backwards.
Going
Rubbing alcohol.
Rubbing alcohol. Baloney.
Oh,
Really?
You know, I get it.
It's super interesting. Why? Hold on. This is super interesting. Okay.
Is there Coke in the bologna?
No. No, it was just baloney. No. Okay. Agents stopped a Nissan SUV on the morning of February 7th at the Columbus border crossing. Searching the vehicle, found 22 large red packaged rolls in the trunk. You know, like when you go to Walmart, they got the 20 pound or like the 10 pound.
Like the
Yeah,
big
it was
like
thing
that.
of bologna.
It was big baloney. And in the trunk, and also it was hidden like in the guy's like shit, like up in the front.
What
Like
the
he had
fuck?
baloney all over his car. And I was like, what the fuck's this all about? And a Reddit commenter in this comments kind of said, he's like, so the commenter, Beepoo, Beeepo, said, and this is a quote, people grew up around the Juarez are nuts about Chimex bologna. They moved to the U.S. and they can't get it anymore. They do not make that version of it and sell it in the United States because it's mostly chicken, where in Mexico it's made out of pork. So people try smuggling it in for their own use just to eat because they can't get it in fucking America. But America, and this is also a quote from a federal agent, bologna is prohibited product because it's made from pork and has potential for introducing foreign and animal diseases to the U.S. Pork industry. Bologna smuggling, man.
You ever just get like a hankering for bologna and you're just like, I'm just going to go across the border real quick and get, 20 tubes of it?
Here's the thing.
good bologna.
20 rolls of it?
I have the weirdest hankerings at any given point in time.
Uh-huh.
It's just the damnedest thing. What about do you guys have anything that's like just a weird hankering that you just go, why am I craving that?
Not really,
Yeah, but
honestly.
like for different sweets. Like I have a sweet tooth.
Mm-hmm.
Every weekend I just make the big. I made enough chili last week to feed a fucking army,
Okay, Kevin.
and and I just will be sitting at work and I'll be like, I want some more of that chili. And Ariana will be like, you're really making chili tonight? Like you had 6 bowls this weekend. I'll be like, it's chili weather. It's chili time. You won't let me make it in June, although I fucking would.
Well, and something that I'm just like, that I just have a hankering for all the time, and I just don't understand why, but I could eat it literally every single day if I really wanted to.
Your mom.
Oh, got him.
I'm gonna stay away from that one. That
Number
one was a
one.
no. N-O. No, actually, the hankering that I have is yogurt. I could eat it every
Do
single
you
day.
remember Trix yogurt?
Yeah.
Dude, I want it back so bad.
I know, it's delicious.
Is it gone?
Yeah, I don't think they've made it in years, man.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was one of those items that was discontinued.
Really? Tricks?
Man, I
Trix
wi-
yogurt.
Like
yeah.
the tubes, like the long tubes,
Nah,
right?
dude, that's Gogurt.
What?
Isn't that Trix? Is that different?
That's different.
Really?
Yeah.
Look up Trix yogurt.
The other thing too that I wanted to ask you guys is, what is something that you guys buy in bulk that you're a little ashamed of? Everybody has a thing they buy in bulk.
Plastic card sleeves for Pokemon cards. Hard plastic top
Okay,
loaders.
okay.
Yeah. Like, are we talking like food? Because I
I'm
have
I'm
a
talking
lot
about-
of keyboard switches in my house
Oh
right
no,
now.
I can tell you what mine is sunflower seeds.
As I say, we've established.
The new secretary we have at work is astounded at the rate at which I fly through sunflower seeds.
So's your dentist.
Oh yeah.
What
Food
You don't have any food or anything like that?
that I'm ashamed of?
Because here's my thing.
Not really.
There's 2 things that I buy a ton of. One is Greek yogurt, as I just talked about. If you open that fridge right now, I guarantee you that you'll find 9 big tubs of Greek
when the,
yogurt. The-
Listen Impossible podcast comes out, they'll hear my rant about your fucking fridge and how it gives me anxiety.
It's better now. And then the other thing, it is. The other thing is that I buy fat-free mozzarella cheese. Just so much.
Do you just eat it out of the bag like an
So
8-year-old?
much. No, like every single recipe that I make has fat-free cheese in it in some form or fashion.
Chocolate cake.
I don't have anything that I like buy in bulk. Like when I was in college, I bought a lot of fucking ramen because I was fucking broke. But
Airheads.
okay, I did. Okay, actually, yeah, that's a good one. I forget I do that though, because it's like in spurts. Like when I get a hankering for it, I'll just buy like a big old thing of
Like a
Airheads,
tub,
like
like
with like what? How
So
many
not
were we,
only
like
did
20,
you just tell me
30?
that you don't have a thing that you get a hankering
I
for.
forget about
You
them.
did. It was Airheads.
Oh,
Not only
your
that,
ramen,
but that is
yeah.
the same
Yeah.
answer that you would then put for another thing that you were like, "Oh, I don't have one of those either," and it was the bulking.
Maybe I can find
Because
that.
I don't remember things that happened in my life. More, he knows me. He's my personal secretary.
I'll try and find that ramen clip on our Discord
Oh,
of when you were
God.
streaming and you just brought all your ramen out.
It was like when I first moved back in, like the summer of 2020, and it was like COVID still, obviously. So they were like, "We don't really want you to go anywhere." So my parents just bought me a shit ton of ramen, and I had also bought some for myself. And I'm just like, I'm good for a while, and it lasted like 3 months, legitimately.
You ever had the Tapatio ramen?
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh, see, I think it's good.
Like the Japanese udon ramen though, that's the shit
See,
I
I haven't had
loved. It's really good. It's also very smelly though.
Believe it.
It's very smelly though, so
Smelly.
like your entire house will smell.
Interesting.
That makes sense.
But it's very good.
Ariana makes salmon patties. That shit stinks.
Yeah, but salmon's good.
Yeah, it's good. And it's good for you.
Fish. All right. Whatever.
No, I just one of my bulk items is fat-free mozzarella cheese.
I don't think
Rachel
that one's very
constantly
weird.
comments about the idea that I eat so much fat-free cheese, and that we always buy it when we go
Oh,
shopping.
wait, hold on. There's still part of this news story on the front of this. All right. Now,
Professional podcasters.
unfortunately, the next 6 topics are just dumb shit.
Yeah, that works for us.
Yeah. So, cat lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
I teased it before when we were not recording. So this is just a funny little story of a lawyer who joined a Zoom courtroom meeting
Oh, I saw this.
in which he accidentally had the cat filter over his camera and could not figure out.
Jacob, I'm going to ask you to be careful. This is an antique.
Oh my God! Shut up about the table. Every chair's broken. The table itself was broken. Anyway, moving on. The quote that came from this was famously him going "I'm not a cat." The remark that his and assistant were trying very hard to solve. I'll put up a picture of what it looked like. It's just a Zoom courtroom. It's a judge and another lawyer, and then just a cat.
Well, which do you think is worse? The dude that came into the Zoom meeting but was still he was shirtless. It wasn't shirtless. He had
Yeah, he was
he had
shirtless.
was he shirtless?
Yeah, he was shirtless. We covered
Oh.
the story. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, he was just shirtless. So the guy that came in as a cat.
He didn't come in as the cat, right? He hit a filter during the middle of the meeting, correct?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love the clip. Your Honor, I am not a cat.
I'm
I
not
just
a-
like to
We're
make
trying. We're trying to figure it out. I'm
Just
not
for
a
the
cat.
record, I am not a cat. Please strike that from the record.
Now,
please.
what I don't like, and someone ruined this story for me, and I'm gonna ruin it for everyone else.
God damn it.
Is that? And I saw a TikTok that went viral. I think it got taken down. I don't know if it's true. Look it up. I didn't. So this particular lawyer who was the cat, this guy who said, I don't know if he was a private investigator or if he was another lawyer, is part of a team in whatever Texas town that he's from that is blatantly harassing and framing an innocent woman for bullshit drug charges because of some relationship dispute with the sheriff or chief of police or something. He's it's just a morals free. What am I trying to think of here?
Moralless.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, moralist fucking use of his power, and and I was like, man, I just want him to be a fucking cat lawyer. Why did he have to go? And
You
be
can kind of see that as karma, though.
yeah,
Not take it. The judge maybe won't take him as seriously because he's a fucking cat.
that I'm pretty sure that chick's
I would trust a cat more than most lawyers.
Okay. So
yeah.
we have a cat, right? So theoretically, if this guy was a cat,
Mm-hmm.
and we had a
Mhm.
cat lawyer, what kind of cat would you want representing you?
None. Fuck cats. I hate them.
You're boring.
I can only name.
Would the
I
cat
just-
wear a suit, and how would it wear the suit?
I would
Would
Look,
just-
if a cat wore the suit, I would trust it a little bit more.
okay.
I would still think it's a little fucking
Only if it had a
pretentious.
tie.
Yeah.
I would get
Really?
one of those hairless cats.
Oh,
A Siamese
God.
cat?
Yeah, it's just it walks in intimidating. Everyone's just like, oh shit, this guy's here. Like Lex Luthor.
Those things
type of
freak
fucking-
me out.
Exactly.
My
You'd be
my
off
old
your
roommate
game.
in college really wanted one of those, and he would always send me pictures of him. Like, look how cute this is. I'm like, Bryce, that looks like a fucking naked baby that you're sending me right now.
Don't
Why
like
why
it.
are you sending these to me?
Looks like a what's the disease that bears get? Mange.
Yeah,
it's like a
mange.
bear
Uh-huh.
with mange.
Yeah, basically.
I just hate cats. I don't just.
No, they're hella gross. I don't
Well,
like cats
it's
either.
just-
the hairballs, shit in a box.
The
I mean,
look,
at least the shit in the box.
the thing
Sometimes
is
I don't make the toilet.
dogs want to love you. there is no indication from most cats that they want to love you.
Yeah, but that means
They'll exist around you. They
that's
just-
why cats are such good lawyers, because they don't give a shit about
True.
you.
No, yeah.
The dog's gonna care too much about you.
The cat's gonna take your case because he's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you.
What
this
about a
W."
kangaroo? What would a kangaroo do?
I'm gonna knock it the fuck out. It doesn't
No,
matter.
no, he's your spotter at the gym.
Yeah.
not a kangaroo.
Yeah.
Cat lawyer. All right. What are we doing on time?
Dude, we just started.
Yeah, man.
Okay, well, I just want to make sure I don't fly through shit as quick as I normally do. All right, 3 Pennsylvania. Okay, this
You know
one.
what's the best podcasting is when you constantly ask, "What time are we at?"
What time are we at? Normally I can see, but I can't see anymore.
I'll let you know.
3 Pennsylvania neighbors. No, it's not 3. Okay, 2 dead after 3 Pennsylvania neighbors got in a fight over shoveling snow. So this is.
Doing it or not having to do it.
I'll get to that.
Okay.
This is about 2 hours south of Scranton. If from anyone who knows The Office.
The Office.
Okay, so
Peacock.
police responded to a calls about a shooting in this small town in Pennsylvania. Man and wife found dead in their driveway, like in front of their house, and they were just like, "Well, that's no good." So they went around and asked all the neighbors, and all the neighbors just pointed at the same house. The Goys are the dead guys. Turns out that they were shoveling snow from their parking spots. What did that say?
And
Did
we're
he
out of
just
battery.
die?
Are you serious? I told you we weren't good. Sorry, everybody. The battery died. We're back on duty charge. We're charging up.
Professional podcast.
Professional.
Shit down here.
That's all
And
right.
some
That's
wires.
all right. That's all right.
Where did we leave off? Oh, the Goys.
Good start.
The guys they got
So
murdered.
they died. They were shoveling snow from their parking spots, and they were taking the snow across the road and throwing it onto Spade's property.
That's
and
it- that's
uh,
it?
Spade is the other guy.
Yeah.
He's
Mhm.
the shooter.
Did the pow pow.
So I guess this has been happening for a while. Every time it snows, these guys do this, and the guy repeatedly has asked them to fucking stop, like, you pieces of shit. And then he threw his shovel at the Goys. So the one guy's property getting snow on it, he just takes javelins of shovel at him. And so then the other man charges him with a fist, is how he states it. And so he went into his house, grabbed a gun, and come back and killed the guy who was shoveling the snow and his wife. From what the neighbors say, they were both sitting there swearing at each other. And here's the thing: I'm pretty sure Spade is white. The other guys were black. The chick said, or the neighbor said that there was profanities thrown about. I don't know if it ever got racial at any point. They didn't really go into specifics, but they did point out that he was black. So I'm like, did it? Or we're not? What do we not? It doesn't matter. And so they were sitting there, and the neighbor said that they're sitting there bitching back and forth. You're a dick. No, you fuck you. Spade goes in his house, grabs a pistol, comes back out. The man and the wife are now standing in front of his front yard going like, nah, you stupid piece of shit. Like, fuck yourself. Shoots them both dead. Keeps shooting him. Goes inside, grabs a different gun. Comes back, shoots him with a different gun.
What the fuck?
And I believe drags their bodies across the road in front of their house and just goes, oh, I'm going to go inside and finish my shows. So it just
Who's in the right?
I don't. Okay.
Well, the ones that
From
are
his
dead.
story, it from his story, he's like, they were shoveling snow, throwing it on my property. I told him to fucking stop. We got in a fight. He came at me to attack me, so I shot him. Everyone else is like, he left the situation, went into his house, grabbed a weapon. Like, the Goys are dicks. Like, they sound like dicks.
Yeah.
But also, he left the situation, came back with a gun 2 separate times.
I'm not saying that I agree with Spade.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I agree with him, but what I can say is that we live in the Midwest.
Uh-huh.
There's
live in
been
a society.
There's been multiple times that there has been some jackass snow plowing and just happened to push all the snow right up next to my vehicle and made it just a fucking mess to get into. Would I kill him? No.
Oh.
Would I definitely maybe do something to his vehicle? Also no. But I'd think about it.
For sure. I think about killing him every day. It was 2 years ago. I still think
I
about
can
killing him.
understand the rage.
How much snow would somebody have to throw on your yard for you to think, I'm gonna have to kill these people?
How much
Half
wood
an
could
inch.
a woodchuck chuck? Half an inch? Over your entire yard, or is it one shovel?
No.
full?
One shovel of half an inch.
So one good-sized scoop, and you're just like, I'm going to fuck this guy up.
Don't you do it.
Into our next
Well, okay,
skit.
here's the thing. I'm going. I'm gonna definitely. I want to be there to see him do it. I'm gonna say, hey, you do that, just know what's coming. You're dying. That's what's happening.
You
here.
are such that old school, get off my lawn archetype of a person, you know?
Archetype?
Archetype.
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 My God.
Words are hard. You should know that
Yeah,
one.
you should know.
Why are you making fun of me?
Yeah, all right, that's fair. That's fair. I said it's fair. Move on.
My mom always told me people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
Well, I'm not in a glass house right now, so
I'm in Delvin's house, and
doesn't
it's
even make
even
any
worse than
sense.
glass. But yes, I am.
So, okay. I really don't have anything to add to this. This is just a fucking
Yeah, it's just a bunch of
clusterfuck.
idiots.
Yeah.
Just two fucking idiots that one dude just started shooting.
Did the guy deny it at all? I mean, when he got caught.
That's his story, is that they came at me with fists, so I went into my house, grabbed a gun, and shot him.
But I'm saying, is he denying that he did anything wrong?
I don't know that part.
I was just because if he's being like, no, I'm not guilty.
I think he's trying to say it was self-defense.
Wait, do you think
That's
if he
what
got
he's
the
trying
cat
to say.
lawyer that he has a shot?
Oh man. All right, next dumb shit. This and it's all dumb shit.
Mhm.
Okay, kind of a simple story here. There's a fire in the Bronx. Someone calls the fire department. Now they're there. And from, I believe, her account, a man is walking down the street and calls the firefighter. She's a 32-year-old female for help. She claims that she goes over there and that he falls to the ground and grabs her inappropriately and had the cops arrest him. But a statement made by the DA says that this is not true and that the victim is being, this is a false narrative. He had a fucking seizure.
Jesus.
And what, as the story goes, from bystanders and surveillance footage, backs this up completely, is that this man's just walked across the street, just going like, fuck, there's a fire there. And we're in the Bronx, so you're like, that part's real. He just passes out, goes on the ground. And some bystanders run up and help him because it's New York. We're all in this together or whatever.
I thought they would have just kicked him off to the side.
No, they would have been like,
maybe
get off the sidewalk.
yeah, maybe spit on him a bit.
And they grab him and they're like, well, dude, are you all right? And he's not responding. So they call over one of the first responders that's on the scene. They're like, well, this is a very well placed, firefighter. She comes over and the guy's convulsing his hand. And many people have claimed it, say he's in not control of his limbs right now. Grabs her coat. She's in head to toe protective gear from the fire department. That's some pretty thick shit. That is, when you're wearing that stuff, you're an androgynous blob. There is no sexual.
Yeah, you're not really going to cop a feel.
No,
with
yeah.
somebody
I don't
that's
know,
that
man.
much.
Just grabbing asbestos. Are they still lined with asbestos? Just
don't
grabbing
know.
asbestos.
I have a calendar, some pretty attractive looking firefighters.
You mean that's
that
not
are
all they
both
wear to the
men
fire
and
I was
women?
about to say, you almost tried not saying firemen.
No. Well, that's because there's both on there.
Yeah, it's the one from Chuck and Larry. You remember that movie? The ending of it, they have anyway. And so they then say that she removes the man's hand with no resistance, and basically just makes this claim that he groped me. And not much of the article mentioned why she said this. I don't know if it had any malicious intent. I don't know if she was trying to get him into trouble, but absolutely no charges are being pressed against him. And they are continuing an investigation to just see, why'd you lie?
Yeah.
Because I was like, that's so fucking stupid. This man had a seizure. Clearly, it is very obvious most of the time to tell this man is having a seizure. And if his hand grabs onto your coat.
What if in her head that's not what happened?
Okay, but in reality, that is what happened.
No, I understand, but you're asking, why'd you lie? Well, what if that's not what she saw or thought was happening? What if she clearly thought that this guy was actually trying to grope her, and that it was fake? He wasn't having a seizure. He was trying to grab me.
Well, I mean, if she saw the footage and then later realized that he was legitimately having a seizure, she'd go, "Oh, okay, my bad."
No, what if she just doubled down on it?
I
She
don't know,
really
At
genuinely
that point,
believed
what do
that
you
it wasn't-
gain from doubling down?
What if I shoot Alex dead right now, and then I say I legitimately think he was attacking me? He had a weapon, and then the footage.
No, you're still wrong.
Yeah, I
I'm
know,
not
but-
saying you're wrong. And even in that aspect, even in your head, you might still believe that he was trying to attack
Then she
you.
probably needs some mental attention,
That's what I'm saying. Is that she just might need some genuine
and probably shouldn't be
mental
acting as a
attention.
first responder in charge of other people's lives.
No.
and safety.
Probably not.
If she's legitimately thinking that a man having a seizure in the middle of a New York street, which, by the way, that's just a lot for the. Can you imagine if this dude's having a seizure and then they're like, oh, now this, there's a fire, and this
Fire and
guy's
seizure. Which
dropping
do you say
down.
first?
Okay, the fire, because a seizure most times. Oh, this man, by the way, they looked into it. He's definitely had he's had a history of seizures. Unless they fall and hurt themselves, there's not much you can do in the situation. Just make sure that they're safe, and if there is vomiting, make sure that they don't choke on it. Other than that, there's not much you can do.
You got to make sure they don't swallow their own tongue, right?
No, that's a myth.
That's a myth?
Your fucking tongue's connected. Unless you're Gene Simmons, you're probably not swallowing it. He's the guy from Kiss, by the way. No one knows who Gene Simmons is.
No, you just have to either make sure they're sideways so the vomit doesn't choke them.
Yep. You do not shove a wallet in their mouth. Don't. Just make sure that they don't.
Maybe if you want to.
Excuse me? You never heard that?
Shove a wallet in their
Yeah,
mouth?
I've never heard that before
that's
either.
That's a bit on The Office.
Is it?
Yeah, when Stanley's having a heart attack, they think that he's Michael thinks that he's having a seizure, and he grabs his wallet. I'm pretty sure that happens in that episode.
Is it that one, or is it the one where they have the training dummy? Do they shove the wallet in the mouth of the training dummy?
It's the same episode.
Oh my god, it is.
I'm pretty sure that happens. If not, that's definitely on a TV show. No, you haven't heard that? Do not shove a wallet in people, because it used to be an old myth that they can bite their tongue off because they're convulsing. So you shove something in their mouth, not necessarily a wallet.
So wait, why isn't that one true?
Because most people don't have the bite force while they're seizing. Like, that's not really a thing that happens.
Yeah.
People don't really bite their tongues off.
Yeah, you learned it
It's
here
just
first.
your brain kind of had an issue for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, like even my dad would work 911. Like when people have seizures, he's like, I can send an ambulance, but if this is a problem that person has, then when they recover, they're probably going to be fine. And he wouldn't tell them this on the phone.
Can you die from a seizure?
It depends on the reason.
Okay.
It's not.
So you're not dying from the seizure; it's the reason
it's
behind
the
the
complications.
seizure.
Like if you had a stroke and there was a seizure before the stroke killed you.
Well, other than if they throw up and then they.
Yeah. It'd be a physical, or people who die from seizures most often fall and hit their head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So I don't even remember what my original point was. Let's go to the next story.
Well, Mike. Okay, so I have a really stupid question.
Mm-hmm.
Chicago, New York, or the Midwest?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
I
think
guess.
people there are just as shitty as people in New York?
I think people are just shitty everywhere.
Yeah.
That's pretty fair.
I don't
Especially
think
city life. You're in a hurry.
Yeah.
Everyone's in a hurry.
Places to be.
Mm-hmm. Tourists.
Yeah, that makes
apparently
sense.
like Charlottesville or somewhere in like North or South Carolina is supposed to be like the friendliest city in the U.S. I can't remember which.
I could believe that. Either that or Cleveland.
You think Cleveland is the most?
It's from the bit from 30 Rock.
The
I've been
river's
watching a lot
on
of 30 Rock
fire.
lately.
Oh, all right. Okay, I was about to say, what?
Where they go to the Cleve, and they want to end up moving there.
Nicest city in the country.
I mean, the river's on fire, so
Currently?
no, it's a bit from one.
Stop doing bits.
No, it's
I don't know
not.
what you guys are watching.
You haven't seen the video where
We're
it's
doing
like
callbacks.
come on down to Cleveland, where it's like the river's on fire, like people are leaving, all this other shit.
I have seen that, but I don't remember a Rivers on Fire part of
Yeah,
that.
they,
Stop doing bits.
And the Browns aren't as bad as what they used to
No,
be.
they're fucking
our
great.
entire economy is based off LeBron James.
Yep.
Yeah. Our biggest export is crippling depression. I know the video.
Yep.
I
That one.
don't remember the Rivers on Fire part.
All right. Yeah. So just Chicago, New York, and the Midwest.
It's
That
just
is
a lot
what it-
windier.
It's 1/3 its size.
And obviously, L.A. is the New York of the West.
I guess.
I feel like LA is big enough to be its own entity.
It is fucking huge, man.
Yeah.
That's the thing, because the public transportation in New York works differently than public transportation in Chicago. Because like you have tons of subways in New York. There's some in Chicago, but man, you just have the L, and there's like the public transportation in LA is so shitty because it's so big. It takes up so much because it's just desert.
Yeah.
No water there or anything.
It's the ocean.
Yeah, but it's not usable.
Yeah.
You can cook with it.
You can use it to surf, swim in it, take pictures with it. Turtles use it.
That's true.
They're
do
pretty
use it a
cool.
lot, Yeah.
The ocean is nothing but a giant death pit.
Death trap. Yep. Don't trust it. Don't like it.
What's
I
that
like
thing?
my-
Is that
I love
like
swimming in it, but I-
thalassophobia? Is that where you're like
Afraid of
really
glass?
scared of like the ocean, like the depths of the ocean? Thalassophobia. You
Couldn't
never
be
heard of
able-
that?
No, I couldn't be able to.
Where you're like scared of looking down into the ocean.
I
'cause it's
like
just
my body's
nothingness?
water like Lake Michigan, crystal clear, and then it just fucking drops off into a deep blue pit, and you're like, all right, well, I know not to go over there. That one time me and you got stuck in a sailboat. We're not rich. It was someone else's. We got stuck in a sailboat, and there was no wind.
We
and
got
were-
stuck in a sailboat together.
Yeah.
I know I did it by myself like
Oh,
2 years later.
Yeah, that happened.
I guess maybe he is rich.
Remember, that was the week you saw my dick.
I do remember that
And then
part.
I saw yours, and they were disconnected. Those are two different stories.
They seem interconnected.
No, not at all. Actually,
I feel like they are
They were
because
both
you saw his and
accidents.
he saw
You
yours.
lie about it every time. You lie
What do
about
you
how the
mean?
story went down.
because you're wrong.
You're wrong.
I don't think this is for the podcast.
It might be. Shut up. You're wrong.
Am I?
Yes.
I was there.
I was
I
too.
just feel like maybe we don't talk about the times we saw each other's dicks.
I
you know?
texted your girlfriend.
Except for
about
I
it at the
didn't see
time. I could
yours.
call your ex-girlfriend. She's married now.
Go for it.
Okay.
I'm not going to.
Hey, you remember that one time I texted you?
We should move on.
Let's move on.
I did already.
Man, okay, Delvin, don't get too much into the law with
I'm
this
not
one.
going to.
Okay? Did you read it?
No, I have a fucking clue, but I.
Okay, a man passed away inside of his apartment a few days before Christmas 2020. The daughter returns all the keys, the garage door opener. She then proceeds to clean out the apartment and retrieve all of her father's things and just goes about her business. About a week or two later, about 2-3 weeks later, actually, like halfway into January, she receives a letter in the mail stating that the man's security deposit is going to be withheld and that he is responsible for the damages to the home and has to pay the rent through January because he actually broke the lease. My question I'm posing to you guys is, what was the damage done to the home? He was a... Oh, did I get the guy's age? He was like he was a Vietnam vet, so the average age of
He died in the home, didn't he?
Vietnam vet. He did die in the home. But what were the damages and how did he break his lease?
Well, I doubt he signed a lease saying I will not die in this place.
Be very specific.
I
Are
feel
you
like
gonna
a
kill me in this apartment?
This seems strange. Is it because I'm old? It's because I'm old.
I feel like a stain is too obvious, so I'm gonna go with something like he broke a molding. Like
A molding?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that he scratched the floor.
Okay. With his the war
Not with his
hero.
dead body.
You
No.
War hero scratched it with his walker. Making you pay for that.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you think he broke his lease? How do you think he broke his lease?
I don't know how you normally break a lease, so
Yeah. How we've broke one before. They didn't find out, but we broke it a few times.
Yeah, when I highly doubt that they did that. This guy did it the same way that we did.
It's subletting it.
Could you imagine though?
Every room.
Could you
is-
imagine?
Every
Yeah.
fucking possible room in his
Hey,
apartment.
in all fairness, technically that was not breaking the lease. The part that broke the lease was the idea that I didn't tell her.
Was it against the lease for me to also live in a room that was not a bedroom?
closet.
No,
Laundry room.
it was not. Actually,
All right. Well, the damage done to the door, or no, there's the yeah. Oops. The damage done was to the door by the EMS trying to get in to save his life, and he broke the lease because he died in the apartment.
oh my god!
Jesus Christ.
Except for I
but
said
not-
that probably
Not-
isn't it.
But here's the thing: it's not because he died in the apartment; it's because he died.
Oh, so we just can't
Yeah, he
die
just-
now?
Nope,
No.
can't die. So basically, the daughter
Yeah, I
was
mean, hold
super upset. By the way, it was only like
The very-
$580
here's the thing.
of rent, and I was like, "Man, he got a garage with an automatic opener and like a."
Where's this
one-bedroom?"
at?
I don't know.
Very.
Milwaukee.
I'm just gonna.
Okay.
You know what? Actually, rents up there are pretty cheap. I'm just gonna say this: the very minimal amount of law
Mhm.
that obviously will not hold up in any court ever.
She said that. Well, I don't think she's of the financial security in order to sue,
Eh.
so she might just have to deal with this. And she said that she was very upset because that security deposit she was going to get back was going to pay for this war hero's fucking funeral, and they withheld it. And she was like, "Are you serious? Like, is this a real thing?" And their response is so needlessly long, filled with bullshit, bureaucratic, like work around, like just talking your way around, like Deivan talk.
Okay, yeah.
I
get
and,
ya.
and it basically just ended up with them going like, "Yeah, this is for real."
I feel like if she just put something about that on Facebook, it would go viral and she'd have enough
Yeah,
money.
I looked to
pay for
see.
this.
You
if
would
she
think
had,
that
like-
people are not gonna care enough.
Oh, no, they
no,
would.
they wouldn't.
Landlords?
No, it definitely.
Oh,
I
the
don't know,
landlords
man.
aren't going to give a shit. No, I'm talking
No.
about random people.
Well,
giving
the
People,
thing is,
sure.
I think she would
Landlord,
just, she
no,
would
and
just
that's where you
go,
gotta win.
Yeah.
Keep it then. I'm not like that's ridiculous. And then put up a GoFundMe or something. She would get fucking $20,000
Oh, yeah,
overnight.
easily.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I've
that's what she
seen so
should
much.
do.
And here's the thing. This is a little rant. I'm not gonna try. When did the light turn off? We lost the ring light.
Oh, I turned it off.
Oh. Anyway, I read a thing a while back, and I would like for everyone to keep this in their head. Veterans, I respect all veterans. It's amazing, like that you go and protect your country like that. Vietnam vets, I read from firsthand Vietnam vet experience, it was such a hated war that when they came back, it was a unique experience for veterans that when they came back, no one really welcomed them.
No.
It was a very like hated. So when the vets came back, they were kind of hated, even though they were just there. So if you ever see a Vietnam vet, they say to go up to them and shake their hand and say "Welcome home."
Yeah.
And I love that always keep that in mind if I ever see one.
My grandpa's a Vietnam vet.
I'd say
welcome home.
so was my grandpa.
Grandpa was.
He doesn't talk about it much. Which I understand.
My grandpa went to Canada.
I should ask him. I should be like, "Hey, you a draft dodger?" He was like, "Well, I was 40 at the time, so they weren't really going after me."
Yeah, they weren't
Did you have
interested.
bone spurs too?
But anyway, this guy, so he broke the lease by dying, and the damage was done to the door by the EMS trying to
See,
save
and
his life.
here's the thing. I assume that the reason that they're saying that you broke the lease by dying is because now that property has a lot less value to it.
Well,
Because but legally speaking, if anybody dies in your property, you have to give like I think it's a 20% discount for a death in on the premises.
But people die.
It's 20 or 25%.
But no, have you not heard that?
No, have
If
you
you
not
die
heard
in a
that thing?
house,
yeah,
it's significant. Like, and they have to the realtor has to tell you someone died in this house, and it drops the
yeah, they have to
value.
disclose. And if they don't disclose that information,
super illegal. They could lose
super
their
illegal.
license.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's
Well, because stop and think about it. You don't know what that person died from.
Mm-hmm.
Pneumonia,
Oh,
Could have been. I mean,
murder,
Uh,
shoveling
could've
too much
been.
snow on their neighbor's yard.
yeah.
But
Just don't do that, and you should be fine.
From what I understand, the reason he broke his lease is because his lease was supposed to go through June, and he didn't do that. And so they were like, "Well, you owe us for." He didn't give us 30 days notice before stop paying his rent, so he owes us for January's rent.
Could you imagine giving? Well, you know what? I was about to say something, but I could see how it could go really dark.
All right,
I was gonna say, could you imagine
giving a notice,
giving a
before
30
killing yourself?
30 day notice before you die? Like, what kind of crazy thing? And then, of course, suicide would be the direction that would go, and that's not funny. So let's move on.
I could laugh at it.
Please don't.
All right. All right. How many more stupid things do I have until we're done? 2 more stupid things.
Two more stupid.
Two
things.
more
Alright.
stupid things.
You guys might have heard about this one. A YouTuber was, it finally fucking happened, okay? It's been a meme forever. A YouTuber finally got shot and killed while filming a prank video.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't hear.
Man,
about
you
that,
know what?
actually.
That seems like it should have happened so much sooner.
I read his name 100 times. I didn't write it down because I was like, I really don't want to send a bunch of people to this guy's page
Obviously,
'cause
this
he
dude's an
fucking died.
amateur.
So what happened was, and it's like the guy who killed him, you're like, all right, you're kind of on his side. So the prank was, okay, so I'm going to read that last line right there.
All right.
It just says in parentheses, Jacob rant about prank videos.
So what was this prank video in particular?
This one in
Yeah.
particular was him and his friends. It was him and one other guy, and a third guy was filming it, would put on masks and run up to people in parking lots with butcher knives, fake robbing them.
Yeah,
This time they chose a gun.
And
you should-
he walked up to a
Yeah.
dude in a parking lot of a a trampoline business, like an indoor trampoline park, and said, like, give us your fucking money, and had butcher knives, and he pulled out his gun, registered weapon, discharged it to protect his life, killed one of the YouTubers before the guy said, it's a prank, bro. And the city, they have stated that there are no charges pressed against this guy, as there should
No,
not be.
there
because
shouldn't
he-
be.
from what he understood, he was being fucking attacked.
Yeah.
And he was
He felt
defending
there was an
himself.
imminent threat.
Someone was coming at, 2 people were coming at him with weapons,
Mm-hmm.
saying that we
Now,
are going
I
to rob you.
I
those were
fully
all
thought that he
staged.
would be pulling out a trampoline.
Bouncing out of this bitch. Boom.
Just fucking comes down from the heavens with like a fucking the people's elbow.
So the thing is, that was part of my rant. Half of these, prank videos are fucking disgusting because half of them are fake. A lot of them are real racist.
Yeah.
Like when you think about it, like a lot of them are racist.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to explain that one to
So
me. How
a
are they
lot of
racist?
it, I've seen a lot of people going into up to black people and saying things derogatorily to start a fight. Also going into there was a big push there for I'm gonna go into Compton and yell the N-word or something, or I'm
So
gonna
what-
go into Compton
hold on,
and
hold on.
scuff someone's shoes.
So they, I'm just trying to run through how they. So they go up to him, they say
Mhm.
something derogatory,
Yeah,
and then they just go, "It's a prank, bro," and
Yep.
then just run.
and most of the time
That's not a fucking prank.
most
of
That's
the
a
time
Deivan prank, and
most
even
of-
I think that's dumb.
Delvin pranks are fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But people don't know this.
Yeah,
Delvin
no.
pranks. I'll give one example. Is the one time I sat in your car and I was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna get this heat warmer going," and you were like, "Oh, it's broke." And I was like, "Oh, all right," and you were like, "Fucking got you, dumbass, dude. It's not broke." And I was like, "What is that?" And you were like, "Pranked you." What the fuck is that?
Just imagine Delvin's pranks, but really racist and really derogatory.
One of them
basically.
was
So Deivan pranks.
I wouldn't admit to
No.
that.
I saw
I'm gonna- No,
At the-
not racist.
at the beginning of Trump's first term, well, only term, there was
Got
a
his
lot of
ass.
people like fake staging pranks of I had Trump people vandalize my car or people vandalize my car because I had a Trump sticker. So that's like portraying negative stuff.
Yeah.
A few of them are a guy dressed in like traditional Arab clothing throwing a backpack and yelling things. That's very like harming to like the zeitgeist, like everyone thinking like
yeah.
you're just personifying. I fucking hate it. Or then in like if it's staged, it's like why are you doing this? This is like, so fake. This is like wrestling. Like this is stupid. Or if it's real, you're bothering people in their fucking lives. Watch Eddie Burback's video about that potatoes guy. Did you ever watch that one?
I don't know.
Dude, he just goes up and he just like straight up harasses people in public, and then plays the victim, and like. Eddie Burback did this exposure video about like not just him but people like him, and this guy like threatened his life.
Yeah.
And it's just like these prank people are out of fucking control. It's died down. A few years ago it was bad. Like you couldn't step foot without.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask, what is there? First of all, do you just not like pranks in general?
Me,
Just
not,
no
not
pranks?
typically, but the prank video culture was so fucking toxic and bad. It's like you're either staged, and it's like if it's staged, fine, whatever. One of them was his friend hired somebody. It was like got his friend to put on a mask and kidnap him and his friend. He was like, "Come in my house, stage a break-in, kidnap me and my friend, get guns, fake guns, and took them to like this was like over a few hours. Took him and his friend, and he was in it on it the whole time, but the friend wasn't. The whole time, took him to like some rooftop, like threatened him, did a bunch of shit. Fake shot his friend with a gun. His friend had a blood pack, and it had a sheet over his head, had a blood pack, and made him think his friend had to like go to therapy and shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, who's this fool? Like, who's laughing at? Like, you just hurt your Didn't Jake Paul or Logan Paul did one where, you know, his house is like public information. He had a bunch of fans out front going like, hey, and he had a stage where he had a blood pack under his shirt, and he was like, hey, everybody, and he got fake shot in front of all these like 12-year-old girls that were fans of him.
When did pranks have to get so complicated? What happened to the good old pie in the face, you know?
YouTube monetization.
Yeah, exactly. You
right
gotta keep going
right in the
higher
face.
and higher.
It's for the little
What's like a classic prank that you're actually a fan of? Like one that you might have seen that you've actually
harmless pranks.
Yeah, just like an actual harmless thing that's
Listen.
going on.
Snakes in the peanut can.
That's a good one.
It's a good one.
Have
No,
you
okay.
seen? Okay, there's one I remember seeing very vividly where it's these two. There's these like two sections of buckets, and one is like filled with actual like pennies and shit. The other one has like fake pennies and stuff like that.
Oh, and the girl like fake lifts one up.
and
Yes.
and they invite like people over and they're like, hey, can you help this carry this? And the girl's packing them like two like very easily, and the guys are like struggling to get one or whatever.
If it's
and
on True TV, it's a good prank.
yeah, and it's like so harmless and it's funny, and those guys are just like struggling. You know,
Now-
those are good.
Snakes in a can, but actual snakes.
No, yes, great. Snakes in a boot. No, the TikTok trend going around, I had thought this was funny. You take a string and you tie a water bottle to each end, and you have someone hold their hands out flat, palms up, and you put the string over their hands.
Oh,
and
yeah.
over the hands, you put like a plate full of like shaving cream or whipped cream or whatever, and you go like, all right, now try and balance it. And then you go up with scissors and you cut the string so one of the water bottles falls, the balance gets displaced, everyone hits themselves in the face with the shaving cream. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, right? I mean, there's harmless ones
But
that are like that
going
you
up-
should, you know, those are fun.
And
Yeah.
you're doing that to people you know. You're not going up to people in public places, like harassing them and just filming them
With a butcher's knife.
with a
Yeah,
butcher's
that-
getting
that's-
fucking shot.
That's just fucking terrible. Now, there's one that I really like. Somebody put like I think it was like a pool noodle in their ice, or their ice box, I guess. I don't know.
Freezer?
Freezer. Thank you. In the freezer, and they would go to open it, and at the end of it would be a whipped cream shit, whatever.
And they blow
But
into it.
either whipped cream or like shaving cream or whatever. And then whenever they go to open the door, it would fling and hit them in the face.
Oh.
That's funny to me,
Icing.
and that's
Yeah.
harmful or not harmless.
Yeah.
Icing somebody. It's a great prank. The Smirnoff icing somebody.
Unless your friends are alcoholics.
Nope, that's fine.
There's always a downside. All right, this is the last. Excuse me. This is the last dumb thing.
Okay.
All right. My mind was blown, in quotes. Ontario couple was fined for playing Pokemon Go amid stay-at-home orders. I read this and I was like, yeah, I mean, stay-at-home orders. Fucking don't go out in public, play Pokemon Go. But they were driving. And they would drive, pull over, park the car, get out their phones, play. All right, put the phones away, drive, pull out the car. A cop followed them doing this for a couple of blocks, pulled them over and were like, what are you doing? And they were like, oh, we're just getting out of the house playing Pokemon Go, like legally doing it, not using it and driving, pulling over, finding a gym, if you play the game, and the cops deemed it as not essential and gave them a ticket that added up to how much money?
$250.
$250.
$2,000.
$880.
Mm-hmm.
Split the difference.
Well, yeah, there was a lot of like that. Where did this happen?
Ontario.
Yeah, there's a lot that happened here in America too, where that if they just caught you out, like that was a fine. You were supposed to stay at home, do not go out, no matter what, unless it was to go grocery shopping. In
No
this
problem for
situation,
me.
in this situation, what they should not have told them what they were actually doing. They should have just said, "We're on
But
our
they're
way to
not
the
out in
grocery
public.
store."
They're in a car.
Doesn't matter.
It's not like
That did not matter at the time.
I think
It was a fine, no matter what, unless you were going to get something essential.
It's not like you could say like you're going to get groceries if you're stopping at every like Pokemon stop.
No,
But
you
he
can't.
he can't prove that you're not doing
I was
that.
gonna say
I guess
they
that's
can't prove that
fair.
you're not.
My back itches. I got to keep pulling over to scratch my back.
I mean,
But I just think it was bullshit. Like they're
I have
in
to
their
take a
car,
call and I
they're
don't wanna
not
drive.
out
no,
in
I agree
public,
with you. I think it's stupid.
They're not in a store. They're not even exiting the vehicle,
Mm-hmm.
and yet they still got the fine. So I think they're planning on fighting it. But let me tell you one thing: the article that had this in it was it had to be like a 5,000 word article. Like I think that guy had a quota. Like dude, it was so fucking long, and it was just so much bullshit. Like you ever read one of those? Like you're like, oh, I want to see if I can make like a panini today, and you like go and look up a recipe, and the guy's like, oh, my first story with panini started in college, and you're like, what's the fucking backstory? How long do I need to put it on the press?
This guy's like, these guys pulled over slowly in their red Honda Civic,
Yeah.
and it pulled out their
Red-
iPhone
A part of
5S.
this-
Red 1999 with 153,000 miles.
They pulled out their
200
phone,
pounds of
iPhone,
bologna.
iPhone 5S with a blue case on it, and they pulled out. They stopped, unlocked their phone, their passcode 7224, and
Like part of it was them talking about how like part of the article was like this would buy a lot of groceries and like talking about how like useful ways they could have used this money. Like what the fuck's this in the article for? I love the news articles I read and it's like here's 7 sentences of what happened and I'm like great, that's all I need to know. I have to read like 90 articles a week for this podcast
Yeah,
and
that's fair.
just like out of pure like I read a lot of news. But like I hated this article. I hated reading it, and I was like, I don't even know if there's a resolve at the end. I'm fucking ending this right now.
The worst recipe ones is when you get to the very like you're scouring throughout this entire thing, and you're like, okay, well if I go to the end, that should be where the recipe's at, right?
It's
And
always
then
in
you
the
get
middle.
there and it's not there, and then you just go, well fuck if it's not there, and then you just you're like, okay, maybe it's in the middle, and then you go to the middle and it's not there, and it's like, oh my god, did he actually scour or scatter the recipe throughout
Right?
this entire
Yes, I had to
fucking
look
thing? Screw this, I'm out.
And why are those always the first results?
I know, right?
Because I looked up how to make my own chili powder the other day because I had all the ingredients for it.
Because
but
I was
didn't
going to
have
make chili powder bombs.
But, like, yeah, that was the thing. Where the guy was like, okay, so like my first experience with a dash of cumin, and I was like, what? Is there a paragraph for each? Fucking what the fuck is? I was just like, no, next step, and it was one of those big ass articles. But I scrolled and it was in the middle, and I was like, cool. I don't care about how you're a farm wife at home and you had to make your own chili powder.
Do you think there's like a Chrome extension where you can like,
There
where
might be,
someone
there
like,
probably is.
because that would be a fucking great
See,
idea.
good ones are always
yeah.
cocktails. You look up how to make a cocktail. It's fucking first paragraph. Here's a picture of everything you need to know,
Yep.
and I'm gonna tell my story after.
If it comes down to a recipe, I am not going to do, like, the only place I'll go is YouTube. I want a
Why
30
can't everything
second.
be like tasty?
Yeah,
tasty.
I want
videos
a
on how to
30
cook
second
it.
but their
video.
stuff are like crappy.
Well, they're basic, and that's all.
Yeah.
I have to do.
Yeah.
But no, I like 30-second video. Show me the recipe. Show me what it is that I need to put together. Maybe add in a few things of like, oh, well, you need to do this first or that first or something like that to get me to the end result.
Mhm.
That's what needs to happen. That's what needs to be done here.
Right. No, I agree.
Hey,
Wait, whoa. You agree with me?
Very rarely, yes.
hey,
What?
what time are we at?
33 minutes.
Plus whatever we had before.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
I mean, keep going.
Let's
You're
do
fine.
A couple of little cool ones, then we'll do all in the title, and then we'll get out of here. I haven't ate anything yet, and it's past eating time.
Fair.
All right. Okay, this one's gonna not sound cool at first, but it'll get there. Just stay with me. Okay, so a guy in England, he got hit by a car. And-
No.
That sounds
started
pretty fucking
cool.
Okay, and he went into a coma.
Even
Cooler.
cooler.
All right,
God damn
and he went into a coma March 1st, 2020.
Oh,
Oh.
my God.
You know what? Lucky bastard, really.
Dude,
when you think
he was
about
in a he just woke up. When you're in a coma, they say after what 3 weeks, 3 months, like you fucking go, you're like
odds of surviving,
odds
go
of waking up
way
are
down.
fucking
Yeah.
low. This guy woke up after 10 months. Like
Alright.
that's like good on him. You ever heard the story of the guy who woke up after 10 years?
Mm-mm.
It's fucking weird. It's super sad.
I bet.
Uh,
I mean, everything in his life would change around him.
oh yeah, he died. So he woke up, which is just like amazing on its own. He's been gone for 10 months of 2020. He missed almost all of 2020. He was like, this
Pandemic.
this virus in China's kind of getting a little out of control. Car. So he was like, I want to see my family. And they had to explain to him why he could only see him over video call. He didn't know. He was just like, what do you mean? Like, what's coronavirus? Like, what is all? He fucking missed everything, man. He got it. Here's the cool part. He got COVID twice and beat it in a coma.
It's insane.
Dude, that's
This
fucking
guy
crazy.
beat a coma, beat COVID. He's gonna go home and beat his wife.
No, I knew you were going
Whoa.
to fucking say that.
God.
I knew it. In my head, I was like, he's going to make a beating wife joke and just don't. And he fucking did it. Anyway, last part of this fucking story is, his mom was very outspoken of talking about, like, everything on Facebook, like, telling everybody, like, he's okay. Like, this is miraculous. And the healthcare there is a lot better than here, but he was in a coma for 10 months. Now, here's the thing. If you're in a coma for, like, 2 weeks, when you get out of it, you basically have to go to physical therapy. Like, you should probably know.
Atrophy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you atrophy fast. Like,
That and you're like laying there, so like nothing knows how to move like it used
Yeah.
to anymore.
10 months.
So-
When he first woke up, all he could do was answer yes, no questions by blinking. Like that's as much. And so they did a fundraiser online that raised, as of right now, $43,000 to help this guy's recovery. So I was like, man, what a good story. He missed a lot.
Yeah.
He made it back in time for WandaVision though. WandaVision's pretty
good.
good.
Could you? Yeah. Could you imagine? Like, how do you even go about debriefing him about all this shit?
Give him our podcast,
Yeah.
Honestly.
Kansas Still Podcast. We cover weird news.
But there's
Not
a lot
all of
there's a
yours,
lot
really,
of,
but-
news that's like actually important though that we don't cover.
No. We cover that stuff too. Just
We
make
just
it
talk about
funny.
it in
We just make it
passing.
funny.
Yeah.
Like there's
Well,
a
we attempt to
important
make it funny.
trial happening this week. Pass that over.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Here's my last
Wait.
story.
Do you think that everybody in his? How much do you think his life changed? Like the
Dude,
people, I should say. How much do you think the people in his life have
Well, my
changed?
thing is, I'm afraid that he woke up and he's like, lost a lot of people to COVID, man. I hope he didn't lose like
yeah.
grandparents and
Yeah.
stuff, like who never know.
How old was this guy?
I don't know.
I
Didn't
that
say?
part
He was like,
is-
I think he was late 20s, early 30s.
that part's
Okay.
gonna be tough, but also he's gonna have to go through like a lot of physical therapy, a lot of occupational therapy as well, because literally his body doesn't know how to
He's
work
in
anymore.
for a few
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Years of getting back to normal.
That's gonna be the hardest part, I think, for him.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, best of luck to this guy.
But hey, man,
Steady roads
better
ahead.
that than being dead. You know, better
Yeah.
to make the.
it's a really
I was
cool
gonna say
story.
make the effort to live, but I'm like, that's not really what happened, is it?
I mean, his body did, so technically yes.
Yeah.
All right, so this was my second one for Jacob's pick or JJ's pick of the week, but
You only get one.
I know that's why this isn't it. This is just some cool stuff.
Okay.
8-year-old calls NPR and talks to them about their lack of dinosaur
That
stories.
would totally be me as an 8-year-old. I used to be obsessed with dinosaurs
Dude,
and trains and stuff.
Me too, dude. I read dinosaur books
I used to
all
be able to
now-
the
name 'em.
time.
Now is a fucking awesome time to be into dinosaurs because they make new discoveries like every 30 seconds. Like I saw a thing the other day about there's a controversy about the T-Rex's arms, about how we've been portraying them this whole time. They might be backwards. Because if you look at
What do you
the
mean they might be
skeletal
backwards?
structure of, because we know that T-Rexes had feathers.
Mhm.
Most dinosaurs back then weren't just scaly reptiles; they had feathers,
Mm-hmm.
and their closest living relatives today are birds.
Uh-huh.
If you look at the skeleton structure of a T-Rex, and in particular their arms, and the skeleton structure of an ostrich, their arm bones and how they lay are very similar.
Oh,
but
you mean that their arms might be
Yes.
going this
that
way,
they
not
might be flipped, and that they might
Okay.
have actually been more like wings, not like huge wings that could get them off the ground.
They still
but,
can fly, yeah, but, they,
but
Yeah.
would have been more wings than they would have been clawed.
okay.
They would have been more this than not this.
God,
They
you
don't
know
even
what?
just
The
fucking
more they
nothing.
talk about this, like changing up the dinosaurs, they get less and less cool every single time they talk
I know
about it.
because they're less scary.
Dude,
now.
a giant ass wobbly bird with
I
some
learned
teeth,
about a bunch of different.
not as fun as
And
a
I
fucking
know they're not real
T-Rex.
now because birds aren't real. So I mean, how could dinosaurs be real?
nice.
Well, they're the
So-
bourgeoisie, you know.
TikTok.
Yeah.
You guys remember January TikTok from last year?
I know, right?
It's such a different
I forgot that
time.
it was. It doesn't feel like it's been a year that it's been in existence.
I know, right? It's been last year was weird,
Yeah.
but
it's a
I get
blur.
cool. I mean, it's not news, but like Triceratops isn't the only Ceratops dinosaur. There's multiple different dinosaurs in the Ceratops family.
Very cool.
That is cool.
A lot of them having different.
No, I hate dinosaurs
horns
now.
and spikes.
Triceratops
Oh,
are like one of the
You
coolest
ruined it
looking
for me.
dinosaurs.
Thanks.
Stegosaurus is
Come
too,
on.
where they had the little like fins on their back.
No, because that's not real anymore either.
Really?
Dinosaurs just suck now.
He doesn't like. So you don't like crocodiles or alligators anymore?
Nope, still like them because those are what
Quitter.
I know what they are. I see what they are.
Stories
They're
making
the
me
scaly,
continuously
cool
sad.
teeth, ripping shit apart type of. But the other things just sound like weird ass fucking ostriches that are just gonna attack you at any point in time.
Perhaps. So he wrote or said, I don't know. He said, "My name is Leo. I'm 8 years old. I listen to All Things Considered, which is a thing that NPR does, in my car with my mom. I listen a lot. I never hear much about dinosaurs or things like that. Maybe you guys should do newsy things considering, since I don't get to hear a lot of things. Or please talk more about dinosaurs and cool things. Sincerely, Leo." Dude.
Leo sounds like he has a problem with some run-on sentences.
Well, no, that was
Okay.
Jacob doing a very bad job. Here.
Okay, we're gonna make fun of an 8-year-old. First of all,
Yes.
props to his mom for having him listen to NPR.
Yes, I agree with that.
2,
Right, yeah.
props to the kid for actually
li-
paying attention,
For liking it.
and finding it interesting. That's
Kid's
awesome.
gonna do a lot in his life. Maybe. Embezzlement, here we come.
Well, maybe he'll be an archaeologist someday because NPR is gonna play stuff about dinosaurs now.
Paleontologist.
Yeah. He could be an archaeologist.
Yeah, well, if he's focusing on
I mean, but
dinosaurs.
who are you to say? Let this guy do what he
Yeah.
wants to do.
He can do whatever he wants.
Archaeology.
All right, all in the title. Let's wrap it up after that. AT&T scrambles to install fiber for a 90-year-old man after he took out $100,000 or full-page ad in the Wall Street Journal to say how much the AT&T service sucks. So he was mad at his service sucked, and they were like promising like better service, and he could never get it. And he would call, and he got tired and fed up of calling him. So he spent $100,000 on a full-page Wall Street Journal ad. He's like 92.
Do you
90?
Do you think you'd ever be able to get to a point where you're that? I don't want to call it
Pissy?
petty. Pissy.
Pissy. about
Pissy
it.
is the way that. Yeah, that's a good
I
way
mean,
to describe
if
it.
I'm 90 and I got the cash, yeah.
Realistically, that's gonna be the most effective way to do it. Because you keep calling them, and you're just gonna keep getting
At
somebody.
that
that's
point,
just
just fucking move somewhere else. You know.
He now has fiber.
Because you $100,000.
That worked.
Yeah, $100,000. Just go buy somewhere else and just live there.
I mean,
That has
if you're
fiber.
90, you want to move houses?
you're thinking about it wrong.
You are thinking about it wrong.
I
Yeah.
guess.
DoorDash spent $5.5 million on an advertisement to advertise that they spent $1 million on charity donations. They spent 5.5 times the amount of their donation to tell everyone they donated.
Yep, love it.
I think it was a Super Bowl ad.
Corporate activism.
All right. and
Well,
here's-
that's like those situations where like companies go and be like, "Hey, this week for Green Week, we're gonna plant one tree for every 9 trees we kill."
or it's
And
like those
it's
things where
like,
they like spend I think like Uber or something did this last year where they spent like $16 million on something on like an advertisement campaign that was like kind of trying to promote that something happened. They spent $16 million so they wouldn't have to pay their drivers more.
Yeah.
It's like just fucking split up the $16.5 million.
No, it's the principle. Fuck you.
I get it.
Corporations are fucking batshit insane.
They'll spend $10 million to not have to spend $100,000.
Pay our workers more? No.
This is principle. Fuck you.
Last story of the day. Pennsylvania man charged with 2 Pennsylvania men charged with hunting squirrels while high. So
Yeah, not a
these
good
guys
idea.
smoked a bunch of weed,
I don't know.
drove,
You know.
grabbed their guns, went hunting, went back to their cars. Game warden found them, was like, "You guys are fucking high," and they were like, "Nah." Searched them, dude. They could not have had any more paraphernalia on them if they tried. They had fucking lighters, rolling trays, the weed. They had rolling paper, like a pack of rolling paper. Like you guys could not have had any fucking.
You think the
more.
warden rolled up? Did you guys shoot a skunk or something? It kind of smells up in here.
No, yeah, we smelled that. It's been everywhere. I think I stepped on
It
one.
was over there. It ran over there.
I farted.
God damn it, Clyde! I told you to leave that shit at home.
Is it even legal in Pennsylvania right now?
I don't know. I doubt
no,
it.
couldn't tell you.
Yeah, it might be. There's like 16 states that's legal.
Hmm.
Dude, like I think it was Idaho or maybe it was Montana, Michigan. There's some northern-ish state. They voted to legalize marijuana, and a judge just threw it out. It's what the fuck's the point of the vote if you can just throw it out?
No, it's on the priority list for 2021 by the governor, though. So it's not.
Well,
legal
the
there yet.
Democrats in D.C. say they're going to have it legalized by 2021 federally. Doubt it.
Good luck.
Hold your breath, Delvin. Nah, not keep it that way. Anything else anybody want to add?
No, I don't think so. I am wearing the Listen Impossible T-shirt here. That will be coming within 2 weeks.
It's on the 28th.
Yeah, okay.
He said it a lot of
the
times. on
28th.
Last time he was on 2 podcasts.
Well, I'm not
ago.
really realizing where we're at today. Where are we at today?
The
The 12th. It's the 12th today, and so this will be out on the 28th. So,
Listen
two
Impossible
weeks
will
and
be
some
our
change.
podcast
two
will be
weeks
out
and some change.
on the 14th. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
And I think that's really about it. You should go check us out over there.
It's like
usually
Whose Line Is It
JJ and I.
Anyway, if it was worse.
That show was great, though.
So even a worse Whose Line Is It Anyway is still
It's
pretty
gonna be
good.
fucking great.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, Jason puts in a lot of fucking work into that show.
Yes, he does. And hey, you should definitely head over there to listen to it. It's a
Also
good
head
time.
over to the Twitter. He posts funny memes.
Here's the thing. I've already listened to 2 of the episodes. I laughed, and I was part of it. So,
Right, I did too.
And I
laughed
us-
at
and
my
I
own
usually-
joke and I felt bad.
no, you can't laugh at your own stuff. So,
I'm funny.
no one thinks that.
Hey, knock knock.
Who's there?
Can you just keep doing what you're doing? I don't have a joke. Can you
Great. And we're out.
You just finished watching an episode of the Can't Sit Still podcast. We hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please make sure to leave a like, review, or a comment to let us know what you think of the show. If you have a news story that you would like us to review and comment on, send it to can'tsitstillpod@gmail.com or tweet us at can'tsitstillpod. We hope to see you back next week for some more funny and informative news topics.